Hi guys! Now we are finally moved into autumn, not just produce-wise, but also weather-wise. I don't know why, but I'm kind of excited as long as it stays sunny like this. So I am actually enjoying the cooler weather because it was a bit too much this summer. How is it where you are? Today is a recipe that I was actually planning myself because I had a lot of plums that needed to be used, and I was thinking of making this, well, traditional or a cake that is very popular here in Germany, especially this time of the year. It's Pflaumenkuchen or plum cake. And it's with a soft kind of cake base, a lot of plums on top, and then this delicious crumble or streusel, like we say here, with my kind of accent. I'm not perfect, my German is not perfect. So that little crunchy topping is what I love the most, because it's great with the sour plums, and it gives that sweetness, that crunch, and it tastes really delicious. But this cake was in plans, and then it got also requested by one of the subscribers. So I'm really excited about this recipe. It turned out amazing, and I hope you guys will also like it. You want to start by creaming the softened butter with the sugar. So I'm adding the softened butter to a medium bowl, and I'm also gonna add the sugar to it. Then you just want to start mixing with a hand mixer, first on low and then turning it to high. So now I've been mixing for about a couple of minutes, and you can see it's already turned nice and pale. So then I want to start adding the eggs, and I want to add them one at a time, and then mix for about 30 seconds to a minute between each addition. This is something that is optional, so you can use cardamom or you can leave it out. I decided to add some to give some nice different flavor to the plum cake. So I'm adding about 5 cardamom pods, which I've peeled, and I'm crushing them before I add them to the other dry ingredients. I've mixed all my dry ingredients here, and now I'm gonna start adding them to my wet ingredients. Then you want to add in the dry ingredients in additions. You want to first add about 1/3 of the dry ingredients, then add a little bit of the sour cream. Give it a short mix and continue until you've used up both the sour cream and the dry ingredients. You might notice that at the end the batter goes really thick. That's when you can swap to a spatula and just continue with a spatula, just folding in until a batter forms. So until you don't have any dry spots of flour. Then I have a baking tray here with a silicone mat and this kind of square cake ring, or this kind of square cake sides. And you could use a smaller cake tin, so not just like this on a baking tray, or you could also use just a pie dish of similar size. Then you just want to remove the stones from the plums and cut them into fours and then arrange over the batter. Then you want to add in all the ingredients for the crumble topping into a small bowl, or you can also pulse them in a food processor. I have here the flour, and I'm using brown sugar and the butter. So I'm just gonna crumble it until it forms a crumble like, well, until the crumble forms. Don't know how to explain myself, so I hope you understand. So I'm gonna just mix it until the crumble forms. So that's the crumble ready, and now I'm just gonna crumble it over my cake. This is absolutely optional, but I wanted to sprinkle a little bit of brown sugar also on top. So just about a tablespoonful over the whole cake. And now I'm gonna bake it, and as always the baking instructions can be found below in the description box from the link to my website where you can find a complete recipe. The cake is ready when it's beautifully golden like this. You can see it has some beautiful color. Also you want to test with a toothpick to make sure it's baked through. Then you want to remove it from the oven and allow it to cool a little bit before you remove it from the cake tin. So just about 10 to 15 minutes, and then you can remove the cake tin and allow it to cool on a cooling rack. Before I'm gonna say goodbyes, I wanted to show you how this delicious cake looks on the inside, because that's what you want to see, right? How it looks on the inside. So, like you can see, it has this really crunchy crust on top. It's kind of hard, but not too hard. It's crunchy. And then on the inside, it's really, really moist and super soft cake. And those plums give so much juiciness to the cake. It's really delicious. The plums that I was using were pretty sour, so what I did, like I showed you in the video, I sprinkled over some brown sugar after the cake was ready. If you're using plums that are pretty sweet, that's not necessary, so you can leave the sugar sprinkle out. Also, if you are using sour plums and you still think the cake is quite sour after you've baked it with all the sugar and everything, then just serve it with some vanilla ice cream on top. I bet it's gonna taste really, really delicious. If you enjoyed this recipe, you know what to do. Thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss any coming recipes. There are some great autumn recipes coming this week and next week and soon. So the coming recipes will be seasonal recipes for Thanksgiving and just for autumn. Thank you for watching my video. Bye bye until next time.